All right, let's bring up the mum and dad from that story, Blyth and Catherine Vautier. Please come up. Here we go. Good to see you. Wow, all right. How's that make you feel when you watch that?
Oh, yeah, it's still hard.
It's still hard?
Yeah.
So, update us, give us the good news. He turned one on Wednesday?
He turned one on Wednesday.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, he's doing well. Everyone says, oh, it must have flown by, and we're like, no, it was the longest, hardest year of our life, but he's good. He's such an awesome little dude. There's him up there. He's just so happy, and maybe everything that he's gone through in the last 12 months has made him be this little resilient little guy that he is, but he's a legend.
Catherine, repeat what you told me earlier about if he was here tonight.
Oh, God, he'd be putting his arms out to everyone for a hug. He's tiny. He's still a couple of kilos behind most babies, but he's just the most social little thing, and he's been in and out of hospital quite a bit still, and I think just seeing so many faces all the time, he's like, hey, there's someone else who'll give me a hug, so yeah, it's cool.
Okay, Dad, 986 grams. Can you believe that when you look at him now?
Yeah, wow. It's amazing. I've been lucky enough to stay at home while my beautiful wife has worked, so I've been
Only right and proper.
Sorry?
Only right and proper.
So I've been through the whole process with him, and it's been quite special for me. So to see him from the first day dot at 986 to now, probably 6.5 kilos, it's pretty amazing.
For first-time parents, you mentioned in that story that it was 5 years in the gestation period.
Yeah, correct.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my wife suffers quite bad Crohn's disease, and I think that's probably what we think has made it quite hard for her to fall pregnant. So there was a couple of rounds of IVF and me injecting needles into her to get her to work and all that kind of stuff. But we got there, and we did.
Why are you laughing?
Because he'd be sweating, going, oh my God, I've got to give you another needle. And he still does for other reasons now, but he's like freaking out. I'm like, just do it, please, hurry up.
All right, so had you heard of Humpty when all this happened?
We had actually. I've lived next door to the beautiful Claire down there for about 7 years, and we've known all about Humpty and thought, oh, that's cute. It's a charity, don't know what they do. Known about the Balmoral burn. We just live down at Freshie, so we're kind of locals and knew about the burn but never done it ourselves, and so we've known about it, but we never in our wildest dreams did we think we'd ever need to know as much as we do now about them.
And that part of the story was 8 weeks at Royal North Shore?
Yeah, so we're in the, Griff was in the neonatal intensive care unit there for 6 weeks, and then we got moved to Manly Hospital for the last 2 weeks just to bring him a bit closer to home with feeding and things like that. But we were there for 2 months.
And were you conscious of all those bits of equipment Paul talks about that had Humpty stickers on them?
Oh, it's amazing. Every single piece of equipment that was, like I said in the video, that was keeping him alive had the little Humpty plaque on it, and with the person's name who donated it, or the company, the corporate, whoever it was. And it's just so humbling seeing that hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment keeping our baby alive was because of you guys.
The amazing thing too that I find every time we do this is that there are people here tonight who'll buy equipment who don't know Griff, they've never met him, they won't meet him, and they buy this equipment for $1,000 or $100,000.
Oh, that's why it was so amazing for us, because we were seeing, sitting there, I'd sit there for about 10 hours a day with him. And you can't do anything. You're sitting there looking into a plastic humidity crib going, oh, this is fun. First time mum, yeehaw. But all this stuff, all this stuff is donated by you guys, and it blows us away. And you don't realise when you embark on something like, well, you don't ever think it's going to happen to you, but you just assume that the government funds all this stuff like they do with all of our other healthcare, but everything that keeps these tiny, tiny little babies alive is donated. What
do you think, Blyth? The same thing, the same question.
Yeah, 100%. I think exactly the same as what Catherine said. I would probably touch on Cass saying yeehaw, first time mum, but for her to work full time still, and admittedly she works from home, but she was on email, she would go to Royal North Shore at 6 a.m. and she would leave at 8 o'clock at night, and she would be by his side the whole time. And I think that's why he's here with us, because that's, to me, that's amazing. That's what it's about.
So where are we now? He's won last Wednesday. Are we over the hump? You now prepare him to play Union for Australia like Guernsey?
No.
No.
I've done enough of hospitals. I don't want broken bones.
Okay. So what's the dream? What's the dream for this young bloke?
We just want him to be healthy. He had a few hiccups. We came out of hospital and then we were back in pretty much the first 6 months of his life. He had some problems with his kidneys. So again, we were back into a paediatric ward, seeing even more equipment donated by you guys, and we're like, oh my God, it just keeps going. And North Shore's ward, paediatric ward, is named after Humpty. So yeah, he was in and out for the first 6 months. His last surgery was in February, and we're in the clear with that now. And we were back in a couple of weeks ago. He just caught a cold, just the normal common cold, but to a preemie, because their lungs aren't developed because he was born so early. It just means he catches a cold and he has to go back on oxygen. So we're back in again, and then there's more material donated by Humpty, and everything. It's still keeping him going is because of you guys.
So Guernsey's going to come and talk to us in a moment about the run. Is he going to run on Sunday?
Blyth's going to carry him and me.
I'll push a pram. Happy days to do that.
But you are competing
Absolutely.
in the mums and
the
babies?
family race. Yep.
Family race?
Yeah.
Fantastic, right. Congratulations, he looks wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kath, very much indeed.
Could I just quickly say something?
Please.
I just want to say, yeah, it's great to get up in front of you guys and say thank you, because pretty much, and I'm going to cry, if it wasn't for the support of everyone in this room, my dream to become a mother would have ended in the delivery suite this time last year. So because of all the work that you guys do, and Paul Francis and his team, I'm a mum, Blyth's a dad, and we're stoked. We have both. Thank you.